holiday season has officially begun. And the song goes, it's the most wonderful time of the year. But usually as an empath and intuitive, this time of year can be the most challenging. Not only do we have stress, anxiety, triggers by family, expectations, exhaustion, a lot of giving, but this is the easiest time to find yourself ungrounded like a little live wire, feeling electrocuted by the world around you. Well, fear not, I got you. Today, I'm going to share with you the Intuitive Empath survival guide on how to stay grounded during the holiday season. And I'm going to share with you some really grounded tools that I use that you can use literally right now, some different practices, things that I know have worked for me that I've shared with my clients that have come from a whole lifetime. So before I go any further, hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a 4th generation intuitive, and I teach you how to blog back into your innate divine self. Blog back into your innate divine self, your intuition. If you're new, hi, welcome. Journey, welcome back. New videos every week. And with the holidays, I'm super excited because I am offering a Black Friday sale, which includes a soul reading or a past life reading. And then you get my online course for free because right now, more than ever, it is so important that we anchor into our spiritual practices, that we anchor into our intuition, to our own bright light as a spirit, so that we don't get stuck in the mug and the bog and the fog. So check out the description box below for more info. I would love to connect with you. I'm so excited. So, holidays. I know for me that my inner child often drives the holidays. And what this means is that the holidays come with a lot of expectation. Expectation for Thanksgiving dinner to be perfect, for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever holiday celebration. And then we arrive, we recognize that we are still faced with the same limited human beings and get triggered, get ungrounded, get into old patterns, all of it. One of my favorite quotes by Ram Dass is, as much as you, I think it's, I'm butchering it, but it's like, as much as you think you've spiritually grown, go spend a week with your family. And this is that time. But that doesn't even include that. It's like work parties, a million different parties. It's really overwhelming and ungrounding. So very first thing, and this is what I do because my family lives abroad. So not only do I have family stuff and friends here, but then I travel on top of it. So first things first, find your grounding routine. This can be a few minutes of meditation every day. This can be breath work. This can be anything. Have it be your non-negotiable. It can also be a walk. For me right now, my life has been pretty busy. So I've actually for a while was just starting my day with my hand on my heart, hand on my belly, anchoring into my own energy and setting my intention for the day, which was to have a good day. But now I am back into my meditation practice, which has been wonderful. I also really suggest that you use something intentionally during these practices. Like I have this beautiful mala made by my wonderful friend, Seeds of Remembrance, that I highly recommend. This is very beautiful because we can use tools like if you meditate with a mala, if you use a crystal that you use intentionally, this collects energy and can help us stay grounded and connected. Now, it reminds me of years ago when I was at my grandparents' house for the holidays, and I was so excited. I was like, it's gonna be magic. It's gonna be so wonderful. Everybody's gonna be there. Well, Q2 dinner went. We had a full family meltdown over who the heck knows what, that Cindy didn't catch this and that. And I remember first my little nervous system wanting to fix everything. So that's where I totally overgave. I was like, Grandma, you need help with the dishes? I'll do that. I'll clear the table. I'll do all these things without taking a moment to check in. So check in, use your tools to really ground into home number one. And before going into overgiving, which can be a really big, easy pattern, pause, check in. Do I want to? Am I helping clear every single table and take care of every single thing out of anxiety? Or do I actually want to from a heart-centered place? This awareness practice is like our first defense against getting ungrounded. Because the more that we can be aware of our feedback system, of our limitations, of our needs, the more that we can have agency when we start to recognize that the tea kettle of life is starting to overflow. In that place, I did not set myself up for success. Learning. So 1, use your spiritual practices. lean in. Number 2, let's say you are at dinner and Uncle Bobby triggers you super hard. You've been working, they says something about who knows what, and every single cell in your body just lights up like a Christmas tree, but not in a fun way. So what do? First thing, pause. Notice your shoulders are tense, your jaw is tense, and this can be a very good thing to practice of saying, thank you, I don't want to discuss this, and then changing the topic. Then, number 3, excuse yourself. Hey, I have to go to the bathroom. Excuse me, I will be right back. Bathroom breaks, especially if you're in a social gathering, I have found to be my safe space, especially if you're in the middle of dinner. Close the door, take a few deep breaths in through your nose. Imagine like you're breathing up through your feet, and exhale like you're exhaling 10 birthday candles. Breathe in again, closing your eyes, breathing in the support of Mother Earth. And then exhale, like with the sound, like you're going down the slide. You can do that a few different times. When we sigh out loud, what happens is we actually have our vagus nerve, our fight, flight, freeze, reptilian brain that runs from our brain all the way down, right next to our vocal cords, all the way down our spine. So when you make noise, when you sigh, if you even singing a ditty could also helps to stimulate our vagus nerve so we get out of fight, flight, freeze, fawn. So even maybe Uncle Bobby triggers you, say, hey, Bobby, why don't we sing a song? And then launch into a song. All of a sudden you can have karaoke. That could be a very grounding thing and a really easy pivot, but that's me, maybe not you. So first, our practices. Second, timeouts, using that intentionally. Go for a walk. I am a big proponent of going for walks and having built in alone time, even for just a few minutes. Moving helps to recalibrate us from our heads back to our physical bodies. Bilateral movement, right, left, also helps us to move that energy, get out of being ungrounded. Hold 2 helps to activate and bring back our nervous system. If you don't have access to that, maybe you can even just step outside, take a few deep breaths, and you can also practice, what am I looking at? Name 5 things. You can say, I am looking at, for example, I am looking at a beautiful plant right in front of me in a white planter. Name it out loud, then shift. I am looking at my candle holder that looks like a banana. Say it out loud. When we can start to use physical anchors in our space, it helps us to get out of thinking, that spin, that triggered place, back to grounded. Now, I'm going to give some other super practical tips. This is what I use all the time as my emergency grounding toolkit. Now, this is a Thai sniff. They're so good. They're my favorite thing in the whole wide world. When I go to Thailand, I bring a million. This is instant meditation. And if you don't have a Thai sniff, probably not, you can also use any sort of essential oil. You can use a perfume. You can use anything sensorial that brings in scent. I usually keep this in my pocket, and this will immediately be like, okay, I am grounded. I am closing my eyes. It helps to connect you back to home, number 1, and out of that chattering bad neighborhood. So bring something that smells good. You can also put a little essential oil on like a small little pillow or something, something little quilted. I don't know. I'm imagining things. I'm like, a sock. I don't know. Maybe not a sock. Maybe a cute little sock. Maybe a baby sock. I don't know. Second thing that I also use, so use your scent. Another thing that I love to help ground, clear my aura, clear my energy field. And I'll also do this. I do this all the time before and after readings. I do this throughout my day. I do this anytime I need a refresh. Rose water spritz. This is so good for clearing your aura, clearing your energy, clearing the vibe. And I just spray it all around myself. And again, big sniff. I have a small one. I travel with these things everywhere. This too, my mala. These are like my spiritual grounding to go emergency kit. And the last thing that I really love to do is actually 2 things. First, I'll also hold a stone, some sort of crystal. This is moldavite that I will hold in my pocket. And anytime that you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, triggered, anxious, and you just feel like those moments, I can just imagine moments when I've been with my own family and the holiday stress sets in, whatever it is. and I can't leave. I can't. So I often just hold this in my pocket and hold this in my hand, or even take it out of my pocket and hold it in my hand and imagine all of the energy that is I need to let go of. I can channel right in to this stone that can hold it all. The physicality helps to ground us, but also it doesn't have to be a fancy crystal. I've also just used a rock that's important to me, but it's a touchstone point. And also every time you reach into your pocket or feel it, it's a reminder to ground. Last but not least, use a piece of jewelry. Some of my rings, for example, these, I put on every day. And as a physical reminder, especially during the holiday season, when I see a physical reminder like my feather ring, which reminds me, guides and angels, this is a physical reminder to check in. Check in with myself. Check in with my spirit. What do I need? What's going on right now? And you can even do a 30-second meditation. I'll just close my eyes of grounding, of just having this conversation of going inward to know where your limits, your edges, your boundaries are before going into overflow. And also, most importantly, you do not have to subject yourself or your spirit to any nonsense. So change the subject, walk away, pivot, talk about them. How are you doing, Uncle Bobby? I know that people love to talk about them. So have good boundaries. And if you're really challenged, really practice them ahead of time. Practice ahead of time. Know what your yeses and what your nos are so that when you're in the real experience, you already have had rehearsal. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed all of these tools, and definitely come check out my Black Friday sale. Or if this is after, I'm also going to be doing a workshop December 17th all around mastering manifestation. This is to really prime you for 2024, which is around the corner. So come to my website, soniatully.com, click the links below. Leave me a message. I would love to hear from you. What is your number one tool that you use to ground during the holidays? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments. Sending you all my love. See you next week. Bye.